Welcome to all of you. Today we are going to solve the 18th problem in case of internal reconstruction. So we have a 2015 question paper. Following is a balance sheet of Lata Limited as on 31/3/18. We have 20,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each, 2 lakh, BOD 30,850, creditors 30,000. We have goodwill, building, machinery, stock, data, cash, PL account and preliminary expenses. The company adopted the following scheme of internal reconstruction. Reduce the present value of equity share to rupees 5 each. Creditors agreed to forego 20% of their claims and the company decided to pay them cash immediately. The company made a fresh issue of 13,030 equity shares of rupees 5 each and pay the BOD completely. And then the directors of the company found that machinery is overvalued by 20,000. They also proposed to write off intangible assets and PL account completely, pass journal entry and prepare the balance sheet. Following is a balance sheet of Lata Limited as on 31/3/18. So we have 20,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each fully paid. So fully paid equity share we have 2 lakh, BOD 30,850, creditors we have 30,000. Then we have goodwill. Goodwill has to be written off because in the adjustment clearly mentioned that intangible assets to be written off. So we have an intangible asset of 20,000. Then we have building, machine, stock, data, cash. PL account compulsory has to be written off. PL account annu kandita tegilebeku yakandre puna nirmana mado uddeshane losses matte expenses galu tegibeku. So whatever the profit you make from reducing the liability and the capital, we call that as capital reduction, to be used to write off goodwill, PL and preliminary expenses. The company adopted the following scheme of internal reconstruction. So ಹೇಗೆ ಪುನಃ ನಿರ್ಮಾಣ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು ವಿಧಾನಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Reduce the present value of equity share rupees 5 each. Balance sheet we have equity share 10 rupee. It is reduced to 5 rupee. It means capital reduction is rupees 5. I repeat, capital reduction is rupees 5. So 10 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಈಕ್ವಿಟಿ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು 5 ರೂಪಾಯಿಗೆ ಇಳಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ರಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಬಂದು 5. Creditors agreed to forego 20% of their claim and decided to pay them cash immediately. So what do they say? Creditors agreed to forego 20% of their claim. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟಾರ್ 30,000 ಇದೆ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ 20% ಬಂದು ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಉಳಿದ 80% ಹಣ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. Means out of 30,000, 20%, that 6,000 is to be reduced, remaining 24,000 to be paid cash immediately, thereby creditor is settled. The company made a fresh issue of 13,030 equity shares of rupees 5 each and pay the BOD completely. ಅಂದ್ರೆ 13,030 ಈಕ್ವಿಟಿ ಶೇರ್ ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ವಿತರಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ಗೆ. ಕಾರಣ ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ ಬಂಡವಾಳ ಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಇದು ಒಂದು. ನಂತರ BOD ನ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಸೆಟಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಪಾವತಿ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದೇ ಪೇ BOD ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ and also they have issued 13,030 equity shares of rupees 5 each. You get 65,150. It is issued to the public. The company made a fresh issue, okay, adaitu fresh issue of 13,000 equity shares of rupees 5 each. It is issued to the public and pay the BOD completely. The directors of the company found that machinery is overvalued by 20,000. In our accountancy language, overvalue indicates depreciation. So overvalue andre depreciation 20,000. They also propose to write off all intangible asset, that's goodwill, and PL account completely. So goodwill should be written off, PL account should be written off, and preliminary expenses have to be written off. Pass journal entry and prepare the balance sheet. So we have journal entries in the books of the company. Old equity share capital account debit 2 lakh. To new equity share capital account 1 lakh, that's 20,000 into 5. To capital reserve 1 lakh, 20,000 into 5. Creditors account debit 30,000. To bank we pay 80%, 30,000 into 80%. And then capital reduction is 20%, 6,000. Bank account debit to equity share capital account 65,150. New shares issued to the public. That's 13,030 shares into 5 each. BOD account debit to bank. We pay BOD completely. We get 30,850. Then we have capital reduction account debit 1,06,000. To PL account 41,600. Written off. Goodwill written off 20,000. To prelim expenses written off 3,000. To depreciation on machinery 20,000. Remaining 21,400 is called as capital reserve to be carried down to balance sheet. So the liability side of the balance sheet, reduced equity share capital 1 lakh plus fresh issue of equity share 65,150. So we get 1,65,150 total equity share capital plus 21,400 as capital reserve. We don't have any debenture. Creditors are settled. BODs are paid. Total of the liability side of the balance sheet is 1,86,550. Now asset side of the balance sheet, building no adjustments being made. Then we have plant and machinery 81,700, stock 20,550, no adjustments. Debtor 30,000, no adjustments. Cash, we have 3,000 rupee cash balance available in the balance sheet. Plus we received 65,150 as new capital. ಹೊಸ ಬಂಡವಾಳನ ನಮಗೆ ಬಂದಿದೆ. Shares ಅನ್ನು issue ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನ add ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Minus 24,000 paid to creditors. Minus 30,850 paid to BOD. Total cash balance is 13,300. So thereby the balance sheet total comes to 1,86,500. Sorry, 1,86,550. Thereby the balance sheet of both the sides tallies. Thank you.